Now, this guy, Marquez Callaway, does have a bye this week, but if you can hold on and wait it out, yeah, Michael Thomas is going to be back. Yep, Michael Thomas is going to be the number one. He's the alpha. This is me betting that actually helps Marquez Callaway moving forward. Fresh off an 8-target, 4-catch, 85-yard, 2-score day. Yes, a good amount of that came on a Hail Mary. I get it. I understand. I'm really liking what I'm seeing, though. All the preseason hype, it seemed like that was all for naught for those first couple weeks. But since then, he's sneakily been a top 20 wide receiver back-to-back weeks. And now Deontay Harris is hurt. They're going to get Seattle when they come off bye, giving up the 10th most points to wide receivers, followed by Tampa Bay, giving up the most points to wide receivers. I don't know if Michael Thomas will be back by then, but they're going to need points. I don't know, Geno Smith-led offense, maybe not so much against Seattle, but still, very weak secondary. And with number one coverage now going to Michael Thomas, I think that's going to, again, help Callaway shake free and become the deep threat, attack all the layers of the field, destroy number two coverage, because he's already doing decent against number ones. I'm excited to see what he does against number twos. That's where he belongs. And again, with Deontay Harris now hurt too, he's going to be their primary field stretcher. I think you're getting a lot more deep bombs. Jameis has no hesitation slinging this thing. And it seems like Sean Payton's finally letting Winston take those training wheels off and let it fly, especially with Taysom Hill now banged up too. I think good things are on the horizon for Marquez Callaway, even when Mike Thomas returns. Now, another huge upside play at wide receiver is Rashod Bateman, only 18% rostered right now. I think he's worth a good 10% or so of your fab. It's a risk. We have no idea what he's going to be. But the argument that, he's in the Ravens offense, what does it matter? They don't throw, can get tossed out the window. Lamar Jackson's averaged 33 pass attempts, by far a career high, as is his 9.1 yards per attempt. He's killing it. If you needed any more confirmation that this offense can throw, look at last night's game. 504 total yards of offense coming from Lamar Jackson himself, well over 400 of that coming through the air. A beast, 86% completion rate. This guy can absolutely throw, and it seems like they're finally molding this offense, and he hasn't even had Rashod Bateman, who I think brings a significantly different element to this passing attack than anyone else they have. Possession, chain moving guy, it's lauded as the next Stephon Diggs potentially. We've seen Kadarius Toney, as soon as he got used, explode. There's not many players that we haven't gotten a look at yet that have that untapped, what are they going to be upside? Bateman's one of those exciting little, could be nothing, but let's see what's under this tab and finds out. I can't wait to see what Bateman does. Hopefully you've had him stashed on your IR. If not, go out and get him. He should be activated. And just to put a little cherry on top, Sammy Watkins hurt his hamstring on Monday night, which means they might have no type of, let's ease him in, let's, 30% of the snaps, none of that. They might have to put this guy in for an every down role from the start. Let's see what he does. Get him on there, stash him out, try him out these next couple of weeks. Let's see what he does. Also at wide receiver, and this goes right along like Tim Patrick, but maybe even longer tail potential to just last the whole season. That's Hunter Renfrow. He's currently the wide receiver 28 in PPR leagues with with over 14 points per game. Unbelievable. He's had 56 yards or a TD in every single game. He's seen at least 6 targets and had at least 5 catches in every single game. 19% target share in every single game. Leading the team in targets and receiving last week. I mean, this is his offense. Like, he doesn't have the ceiling. It's not going to ever be this 30-point outburst. It's not Kadarius Toney, who, again, is at the top. You won't change your season, Hunter Renfrow. But he'll change your season in the sense that he'll give you a nice, steady option for your bye weeks to kind of carry you through. I'm surprised he's not owned in over half of leagues at this point. Make sure he's rostered by the end of this week for sure. And reminder, folks, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, helping us get out to more people. If you're enjoying the content, that really does help us continue to grow the Wolfpack. Share it out, retweets, getting people to join always means a lot to us. Drop it in a Facebook group that you know of. Just help us continue to grow Pack. It would be so appreciated. And of course, keep getting those questions in. If you're watching on Twitter, I always like to give this preface too. They no longer show us the Twitter comments live. So please, by all means, if you're on Twitter, pop on back over to YouTube if you want to get your comments in, or Facebook as well. Another Hunter, going from Hunter Renfrow to now Hunter Henry. The roommate narrative, the neighbors narrative, going from Mac Jones and Hunter Henry. Finally seeing this kind of connection come into fruition here. He's been just dominating the usage compared to Jonnu Smith the last few weeks, but it hasn't really amounted to a ton of ultimate stats, right? But this time, he saw 26% target share on his 22 routes compared to just Smith 6 routes. And yes, 19.2 points per game, 65.8 plays per game aren't like anything crazy. They're throwing it a bunch. And it's clear that Mac Jones, the neighbor narrative, loves this guy far more than Jonnu Smith, the higher, acclaimed guy at this point. I love Hunter Henry moving forward, coming off a 19 fantasy point day. They love him there in New England. He's going to continue to climb. This reminds me a little bit of like Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin, where it's like, oh, you never can trust one of these guys. And then one continues to show signs of emerging. This was Hunter Henry's like coming out party like Dalton Schultz had just a couple of weeks ago. Let's not like wait as long as a lot of us did to get on the Dalton Schultz train. Get right on this Hunter Henry Express and go get your guy. If you need a quarterback, if you lost Russell Wilson, there's nobody juicier right now than Taylor Heinicke. I absolutely love the upside of this guy. 16% roster. I think you should spend about 5% because quarterback is still pretty deep. Trevor Lawrence is out there in a lot of leagues. He could be your immediate fill-in. But Heinicke's gone over 20 fantasy points in 3 of his 4 starts. He's been a top 12 in all of those. He's coming off a tough game against the Saints. Saints defense is great. Guess who's not? The Chiefs defense, who have allowed at least 29 points in every game this year. 7.1 yards per play across the season. This is the team you want to stream against because you know they're going to put up points. You know you're going to have to attack them, and you have the defense to attack. They cannot stop anybody. Yes, there's the risk that Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back in week 7's the early rumblings. But do you think they're going to just turn it right over to him? I think Heinicke's shown enough. He's young. He could be the franchise. Clearly, the guys love playing for him. He brings like a Fitzmagic light type of energy here. A lot of big plays. I really like Heinicke moving forward, especially the fact that he just missiles to those pylons, baby. I love it. Rushing upside, sneaky Konami code. I'm into Tyler Heinicke, at least as a week one, a 1 week stream here, but potentially as a season-long fill-in should he stave off Ryan Fitzmagic. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.